I know you probably think crypto's the worst way to move money in secret. Every transaction recorded forever, right? But what if the very thing everyone says makes it traceable is actually its greatest hidden superpower for making your cash truly untraceable? What if there's a legal, accessible way to make a significant amount of money, say, enough to buy a new car or put a down payment on a house, simply vanish from traditional sight without ever leaving your living room? And the craziest part? You could start doing it tonight. Picture this, a guy in a quiet apartment in New York, no fancy connections, no expensive lawyers on retainer, just a laptop, a Wi-Fi connection, and a few $1,000s in digital currency that, on paper, doesn't officially exist for anyone to track. He didn't steal it. He didn't scam anyone. He simply figured out a loophole, a strategic maneuver that, for now, remains completely within the bounds of the law, and I'm going to show you exactly how he did it, step by step. See, the core truth is this. While the blockchain is indeed public, every single transaction recorded forever, immutable, you are not. There's no name, no face, no social security number tied to that string of code that represents your wallet. The challenge then becomes, how do you get your money into that anonymous digital space? And then, how do you make it so completely unidentifiable that even if someone did try to follow the trail, it would go ice cold? That's where the real ingenuity comes in. This isn't about hiding money, it's about transforming its very identity. Let's say you've got a few thousand in cash, maybe from a successful side hustle, flipping rare collectibles online, or perhaps something a little less tax-friendly. Your immediate problem? You can't just walk into a bank and deposit it without raising a flag. That triggers alarms. So, instead of a bank, you turn to crypto. Buying it, in itself, is easy and legal through peer-to-peer platforms or even a trusted friend's account. Now you've got Bitcoin. But here's the critical pivot. Spending it directly still screams hot money. It's like wearing a neon sign. So, you engage in what we call cleaning. And this is where the system gets bent, perfectly legally. The first step in this digital disappearing act? Mixers. Imagine throwing your Bitcoin into a high-tech digital blender. These services combine your coins with thousands of other people's coins. A massive anonymous pool. What comes out? Fresh coins of the exact same value but with an entirely new, unblemished transaction history. Services like Tornado Cash popularized this. They're banned now, yes, but new, decentralized alternatives are constantly emerging, even built directly into wallets. And unless your initial activity was already red-flagged before it entered the mixer, the system usually doesn't even blink. It's designed to make individual trails impossible to follow. And if you think this was clever, wait until the final tactic in this video. It doesn't use crypto, no wallets, no coins. But it might be the cleanest, safest, and most undetectable way to move money ever. Stick around. By the way, everything we're discussing is purely educational. We're not encouraging anything illegal here. We're just unpacking how people legally move money in surprising ways. It sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon, but in the real world, smurfing is one of the easiest legal ways to move money without raising a single flag, and you don't need to be rich to use it. Let's say you've got $50,000 in cash, maybe from flipping collectibles or something a little less reportable. You can't just walk into a bank and dump it on the counter. That triggers alarms. So instead, you break it down. 9,000 here, 7,500 there, maybe 8,900 at another branch, different banks, different days, maybe even different people. That's smurfing. It's so simple you're probably already imagining how to do it. And that's the beauty. No shell company in Panama, no crypto wallet in the Caymans. Just a backpack, a few friends, and a little bit of patience. Now, here's the legal line. Banks are required to report deposits over $10,000, but nothing says you can't deposit small amounts. As long as the money came in legitimately, or at least looks like it did, the system shrugs. Structuring deposits to avoid reporting. That's illegal. But if you're depositing organic income or breaking it up for convenience, it's legal. Smart. Quiet. Even smarter. You don't need to visit a teller. Smurfing's gone digital. You can move money through mobile deposits, payment apps, prepaid debit cards, even gift cards. The flow stays small. But the end result? A clean deposit trail. And this isn't just for shady people. Plenty of normal folks do this. Flea market vendors, food truck owners, travelers carrying foreign currency. To them, smurfing isn't money laundering, it's just Monday. But the real power of smurfing? It gives you control. You decide when and how your money shows up on paper, not because you're hiding something, but because staying invisible is safer. Of course, banks are getting smarter. They notice patterns. Repetition. Too much too fast? Your account might get flagged. So the rule is simple. Be patient, vary amounts, space things out, don't get greedy. And remember, the last method in this video, it makes smurfing look like child's play. Fake freelance, real money. There's a guy in Berlin who got paid $8,000 a month to do nothing, not because he was rich, but because he looked like a freelancer. And on paper, everything he did was perfectly legal. This method is so simple, so boring, and so low risk that people are using it right now with zero red flags. Here's how it works. Let's say you have a business. Could be a side hustle, a Shopify store, or just an LLC with a logo. As long as it can send invoices, you're ready. Someone wants to make their money clean. Could be crypto, could be untracked cash. They hire you, not really, but on paper. They send you money labeled as consulting or design services. You reply with a formal invoice, a PDF, some vague deliverables. Boom, it lands in your account as income. You pay taxes, it's now clean. No one checks if you really built a website for a guy in Lisbon. No one verifies if you consulted for a fake startup in Seoul. Tax authorities care about the paperwork, not the labor. And the trick? Most of this is automated. Some people use freelance platforms. They create 2 accounts, post a fake gig, complete it with a blank file, and route the money through Stripe or PayPal. It's slow, but clean. Even better, it doesn't need to be your own business. A friend's agency, a shell company, a holding firm, anyone can send the invoice. As long as both parties agree, the system doesn't care. This method works globally. Remote consulting payments fly under the radar. Use neutral currencies, keep the story light, and the banks let it pass. You can even build fake portfolios, a fake LinkedIn, some Behance mock-ups. Suddenly, your invoice looks real. The illusion of work is often enough. One of the easiest parts? You don't need big numbers, just repetition. 800 here, 1,000 there, recurring retainers. It all adds up, and no one blinks. And the kicker? This isn't just laundering. It builds credit. It creates history. You're not just hiding money, you're legitimizing it. Just wait until you see what's next. If this method felt smart, the next one might be the oldest trick in the book. And it still works like magic. Online casinos, gambling sites. Imagine walking into a casino with $20,000, spinning a slot machine a few times, then walking out with a clean check. Now imagine doing that from your phone, in your pajamas. That's the idea behind this method. It's legal, it's easy, and it's hiding in plain sight. Here's how it works. You deposit $10,000 into an online gambling site, maybe crypto, maybe fiat, but instead of chasing jackpots, you place small, low-risk bets. Win some, lose some. Play like a regular user. After a few days, you withdraw 500 in winnings. The platform issues a clean payout labeled as gaming proceeds. It's not suspicious income, it's luck. Some sites even give you logs showing your play history, timestamps, win ratios, enough to pass most bank checks. In some countries, there's no requirement to report gambling income unless it hits a certain threshold, which most casual-looking users never cross. And identity checks? Some sites barely do them, especially those in places like Curacao or Malta. You deposit, play, withdraw, and no one ever asks who you are. Some take it even further. They fake a streamer profile, record a few gambling clips, and build a persona. Now their payout isn't just legal, it has video evidence. Other people run 2 accounts. One wins, the other loses. The platform just sees normal play. You just got lucky. And here's why it works. Gambling is one of the only industries where big money moves look normal. Lose 2,000, win 8, withdraw, no flags. Sure, some sites have fraud detection. But play it slow, vary your behavior, and you blend in. To the system, you're just another gambler. Now, obviously, regulators are catching on. KYC laws are creeping in. Some platforms are tightening up, but for now, dozens still operate with minimal oversight. This isn't just about crime, it's about privacy, about separating your money from prying eyes. And while the window is open, people are walking through it every day. And the final method in this video? It's even cleaner, even quieter, and almost impossible to flag. Keep watching. Buy property, stay invisible. You might think, isn't this just for the rich? It's not. You don't need a mansion or a passport, Just a company, a little capital, and the right structure. Because while billionaires buy penthouses in Dubai, others are quietly doing the same thing with a $60,000 parking spot, legally. Here's how it works. Picture a $20 million condo in Manhattan. No lights, no mailbox, no one living there, just a nameplate. XYZ Holdings LLC. That's not a person, it's a shell. A legal entity that now owns the property and moved millions of dollars doing it. Step 1. Create a company, an anonymous LLC or offshore trust. Places like Delaware or the British Virgin Islands make it easy. No ID checks, just a small fee. Step 2. The company buys the property, not you. The company signs, wires the funds, and holds the title. So technically, you don't own anything, but you control everything. Let's say you've got $250,000. You send it through a lawyer or intermediary, and it becomes a down payment. Clean, quiet, documented. Or maybe you're just transferring value, paying for a property, but really moving funds to a partner. Overpay slightly, underpay, shift the numbers. Real estate gives you the tools to make it all look normal. And here's the wild part. In many countries, cash real estate deals don't have to be reported. You can walk in with a bag of cash, walk out with a deed, and no government radar gets tripped. Still sounds shady. It's not. It's legal in New York, London, Paris, Dubai, and everyday people use it to protect savings, not just oligarchs. You don't even need to pay in full. Your company can mortgage the asset, turn it into liquidity, and now you've got cash without triggering income tax. Want to go deeper? Use a trust. The trust owns the company owns the real estate, and you control the trust. That's 3 layers of legal invisibility and complete control. There's even depreciation. Your property goes up in value, but on paper, you're taking losses. That means lower taxes while your hidden money grows. This isn't just smart, it's timeless. A couple in Ohio bought a small rental through an LLC, claimed business expenses, funneled income through a second company, moved $300,000 legally in under 2 years. So no, this isn't just for the 1%. It's for anyone who understands the game. And now, you do. Just remember, once the money's in, you don't need to move it again. Live in it, rent it, leverage it, pass it down. No headlines, no alarms. Just a name on a buzzer. XYZ Holdings LLC. And here's the truth. Most people work their entire lives just to stay afloat, while others find legal shortcuts, bend the system, and come out 10 steps ahead. You're not here by accident. If you've watched this far, you're curious. You want to understand how the real game is played. So if you're tired of being the last to know, if you're done feeling like money is always just out of reach, hit subscribe. This channel is where the quiet strategies live, the kind no one teaches you, but everyone at the top knows. You deserve to see what's behind the curtain.